I truly appreciate everyone's radiant energy, Savannah, everybody that's coming in. First off, how are y'all doing on this fine Tuesday? Like, how's this Tuesday treating every beautiful, abundant soul that is coming in right now? I genuinely would like to know. I don't want it to be just like, "Hey, how you doing today?" "Oh, I'm doing great. How are you?" No. I don't want that. I don't want that. I want to really know how this Tuesday have been treating everyone thus far. This fine Tuesday. The first Tuesday in the month of August of 2026. How are y'all doing? Well, while y'all are formulating the letters to complete words in order to deliver sentences, I want to be able to tell you guys how I'm feeling on this Tuesday myself. Okay. So I'm feeling really grateful. And before we get into the topic of discussion, um, which is gratitude isn't polite, it's a rebellion, I wanted to take a moment to sit in the gratitude because lately I've been reflecting on how different my life feels compared to just even the beginning of this year. Um, I'm grateful for growth, I'm grateful for clarity, renewed confidence, meaningful opportunities, supportive relationships, creative ideas, and the ability to keep showing up for things that matter to me the most. What I'm also learning is that trusting myself and moving in faith can change the entire direction of my life. Not because everything becomes perfect, but because I become more willing to honor my intuition and establishing boundaries, receiving the support, and taking action on vision placed inside of me. I'm also deeply grateful for the people who encourage me, who believe in my work, who speak life into me, and remind me that what I'm building has value. I'm truly grateful for the ability to create, lead, learn, and serve my community in all capacities and still remain connected to myself in the process. And to every person that's joining me live today, I want to say that I'm extremely grateful for you. I'm grateful for you sharing your time and your energy and your presence with me, with Keita. I will never take that lightly. You could be anywhere right now. You could be listening to anybody else, but you chose to spend this moment here with me. Your presence truly matter. Your support is felt, and I'm genuinely grateful that we get to share this space together once again. So today, I'm not only grateful for what I have accomplished, I'm grateful for the woman that I am becoming. The woman who trusts herself, who moves with faith, receiving love, honoring my capacity, and believe that I am capable of creating a life that reflects the desires of my own heart. And may we all remember that gratitude is not pretending life has always been easy. Gratitude is recognizing that even after difficult seasons, beauty can still find us, growth can still meet us, and life can still become something greater than we ever imagined. Divine Essence said, she's feeling energized and organized today. I love that energy and the organization. Calibrated Chaos stated, blessed and expecting blessings. So right now, she's feeling blessed. And within her feeling blessed, she's expecting the blessings to come. So she already knows that she's going to be a recipient of blessings that's forthcoming to her. So she's open to receive. She's not chasing the blessing that she wish to take on. She's expecting it because she knows she deserves it. It's her birthright in order to receive blessings. So that's powerful. I love that. I love that. Duncan, hey, how you doing? He said, you got this. I appreciate it. You know what? I do. I do. I believe in what you just stated. I do believe that I do have this. At one point in time in my life, I didn't believe it. You know how sometimes you may be praying for something, but you don't believe in what you're praying for, that you could be a recipient of the prayer? We'll get into that a whole nother day, but I just wanted to touch on that really quick. Like, You have to be in alignment with what you're praying for to know that you deserve to receive it. And that's just me putting everything together that I just read from y'all beautiful energies. Like you have to see Joseph's okay, come through, Joseph. He said living in faith and walking in purpose daily. And I love to stress the fact that daily, that means that's consistent. That means that's day to day. That means like that's not just Monday through Friday. That's like Sunday to Sunday to Sunday again, and the Sunday from a month from now type Sunday. Like you have to continuously understand that you are living in the faith and you walking in purpose. And that's what's strengthening your faith to know that you are going to be a recipient of all the things that you know that you deserve. So anywho, before I get on the tangent of what we're not supposed to be talking about, let's get into what we are going to talk about. And that's gratitude is not polite, it's rebellion. How gratitude becomes an act of defiance against fear, scarcity, and the life you were told to settle for. This immediately creates tension because most people associate gratitude with being quiet, agreeable, and simply saying thank you. You're reframing it as a power. And truth be told, I don't practice gratitude because life is easy. I really practice gratitude because I refuse to let disappointment become my identity. I refuse. So if something were to occur, somebody were to say something to you, if you were banking on an opportunity that you felt would have came through for you and it didn't, I am not sitting up there allowing for that disappointment to be my identity. If anything, I know that the Most High had removed that from me in order to make room for something greater that the Most High have in store for me. So, some of you may think gratitude is always saying thank you, but truth be told, I'm going to just reframe that a little bit. I think gratitude is refusing to let your pain become your personality. And although there's so many things that are going on in the world that is outside of us that may be causing some type of grief that we are compassionate about, I cannot allow that to be a personality trait and become to be a part of my character. So, gratitude is not pretending everything is okay. Can you be heartbroken and deeply grateful at the same time? I want to know. Drop your comments in the chat. Do you feel like you could be heartbroken and deeply grateful at the same time? Have y'all ever heard the saying like, that situation had to break my heart in order to save my soul? And I feel like that is like a short term feeling for long term gratification. Because sometimes, from an emotional standpoint of view, something can feel like it's going to last forever. But then when you become the alchemist of your reality and your emotions and your thought processes, then you can understand like this situation is temporary. I am not my situation. Joseph Hines said, look at the divine queen dropping wise bars and sharing beautiful. Oh my goodness. I appreciate you, Joseph. Thank you so much. Calibrated Chaos said, yes, yes. Joseph also said, yes, you can. Divine Essence said, yes, like joy and pain. So they can cohabitate at the same time. And I want to also talk about in conjunction how gratitude isn't toxic positivity. And I want to talk about toxic positivity real quick because that can be in a framework if a person haven't heard this ideology before. It's like you're pretending like a situation is not affecting you, and you are using the scapegoat of, nice words and, this I want to show somebody a different face also, although I'm believing something else within myself in order to try to overcome the situation. It's totally different from the framework of, oh, yes, I'm going through a sacred time in my life, but I am trying to navigate this appropriately because I really don't want people like into my business right now. And I really want to be real exclusive about what I'm healing through. Those are two totally different narratives and two totally different intentions behind what's going on. The toxic positivity part is you acting like and you actually believing that you acting like you are positive is allowing you to move through a difficult situation without you touching on the situation to see what the root cause of it is so you can understand why it's hurting you the way that it is. That's what makes it toxic positivity because what you're acting and what you're feeling is not in alignment. So you cannot just move through this situation that is challenging for you and acting like the challenge isn't there by trying to scarf down positive quotes down your throat as if that's going to help the situation because truth be told, you're ignoring it. So you see how the framework of the mind acts different in those two different situations because there's times in my life where I know I'm navigating something that I'm not, open to share. But during that time of me navigating that situation, I am intentions about moving through it and feeling all of the emotions so I can have a more favorable outcome for myself. You kind of see how that's pretty different. So I just wanted to allow for you guys to understand where I'm coming from as I'm stating these different scenarios to see if you may be in that place or you know someone who is in that place and how you can best identify what is happening so you can put yourself in the best vibrational alignment to know like should I engage in this situation or should I throttle back. So it's telling the truth while refusing to surrender your future. Gratitude exposes your level of awareness and ask yourself, and I want to know, before I get into this other question, let me address what Duncan just said. Another form of delusional thinking without accepting reality. That's well said. So let's move into how gratitude exposes your level of awareness. And I want to ask you guys, and while I narrate through this, let me know what you think, and I will definitely read what you guys have dropped into the comment section. But ask yourself this: what if your blessings have been knocking, but your attention has been too loud to hear them? So your blessings has been there this whole time. But truth be told, you have been distracted and inundated with so many other things that your attention has been stolen from other external ideologies that's so loud that you can't hear that your blessings is right there, right in front of you. Have you guys ever been in that situation or ever even realized that you have been in that situation? Like, man, my blessing is like literally in arm's reach. But although it's so close, I have so many other taskers that's around me to where I can't even recognize what's standing right beside me that I can just reach out and grab and utilize to my fullest potential. Most miracles really don't arrive dramatically. They arrive like another chance, another morning, another conversation, another lesson, and another idea that may have popped into your mind at 3 a.m. in the morning and woke you up out of your sleep. And you ignoring it, being like, man, I gotta get me some. I'm tired. You could have just woke up, picked up your phone, write down that ideology, and then when you fully woke up at 8 or 9 o'clock, then you could go right back to it. So scarcity can be so loud, but gratitude can be very observant. Fear trains your brain to count what is missing. Gratitude trains your brain to count what's multiplying right in front of you. You will always find evidence for whichever one you are looking for because whatever you give attention to is what grows. Your attention is the fertilizer for the growth of whatever you are interested in that moment, place, or time. Gratitude can also change and rewire your nervous system. And this is just going to be brief neuroscience because I'm going to touch on this. It's my thing. Your RAS system, your reticular activating system brings and begins noticing opportunities you've previously filtered out. Your brain literally becomes more capable of recognizing possibility. You aren't attracting abundance. You are finally recognizing it. So some people may feel like they're in lack and they're in scarcity and things of that nature. That's because they keep thinking about this. This is their daily mental mantra. Oh, I don't have enough. Oh, I don't think I'm good enough to obtain this. Oh, I don't know how to navigate that situation. I've never been presented with the steps. I've never even experienced that before. So how would I even face it? I've never even heard of nobody who's been through this situation in order for me to identify the fact that I have the capabilities of going through it. So I'm not even going to fool with it. And that's what a lot of people think about. That's how they frame their ideology around a lot of things, and that put them in a scarcity mindset. Even though, and they fail to recognize that they've been in possession of that abundance the whole time if they were to just flip the flow of that original thought of having that faith and saying, like, instead of why me, why not me? Why put yourself in a lack mind state? Why feel like you're not capable of doing something? Which is something that I really don't understand. It's like you have to stop thinking small when you know that you are larger than life. Gratitude creates responsibility. This is where most people stop. If you're grateful for your gifts, use them. If you're grateful for your health, protect it. If you're grateful for your children, be emotionally available. If you're grateful for another day, live like it. Gratitude without action becomes just a mere performance. You sit up here, you have this prayer for this grand dream, but you're reluctant in turning it into a reality because you don't believe in yourself enough that you can take all the steps, even though you don't know what that journey look like. It only start with one step of you moving forward and you knowing that you're so loyal to yourself that the next step will be revealed. Some people don't have that intention. They shoot themselves in the foot before they even try to progress towards the endeavor that was put into their mind of that idea that came to them at 3 a.m. in the morning that they were reluctant to write down. And then when they finally woke up, they forgot it. Sometimes that's how that works. That was your abundance that you had missed out on that was bestowed upon you at 3 a.m. in the morning, and you didn't even realize it. So you can't really sit up there and say that you're not a recipient of abundance. You just failed to recognize it when it showed up. Gratitude and self respect are synonymous and are directly connected. So this is something else I want y'all to ask yourselves. And you can drop what you think, feel, or the ideology that you have behind it down into the comments. Okay? How can you say you're grateful for your life while abandoning yourself every day? I'm going to repeat that one more time in case I said that too fast, because sometimes I can talk on an expeditious level and I really don't mean it. My ideas just be flowing out. And I'm going to do better. I'm working on that. How can you say you're grateful for your life while abandoning yourself every day? Because gratitude isn't just appreciating what God gave you, it's honoring also what He entrusted in you. So, Divine Essence said, "This is real talk." I truly appreciate that. And I just wanted to say, like, all this came from a lived place. This is not something that I just pulled up from somewhere. It's legitimate, like, thoughts that I've written down over a consensus of years. And I just tried to put it in a framework that I hope people could understand and grasp. Duncan said, "It's fine. You are a human being after all." Calibrated Chaos said, "That's a great question and thought provoking." So, how can you say that you're grateful for your life while abandoning yourself every day? Because gratitude isn't just appreciating what God gave you, it's honoring what He entrusted in you. And I just wanted to throw something in here in order for y'all to understand. So, I've been building, the Self Date Academy, and I built it the Self Date Experience. And truth be told, like 8 months prior, I really didn't know what that would look like. I didn't know nothing about how this framework was going to even become something. I really didn't know. And I had to sit down with myself diligently and really have a plethora of self talks in order to push myself to make this a reality. So your dreams can become a reality. And I can let you know that because I've done that on several occasions. I just had to trust myself and knowing that my ideas was not just these mere dreams that I had at a segment of time that I just so happened to remember. I actually acted on them and I took them seriously and I treated them as if they were serious. It's just like you being pregnant, right? And you carrying this baby. But while you carrying this baby, you trying to make sure that you input all the nutritious content into yourself and into your unborn child. And while you're doing that, the preparation in the situation is allowing you to be a lot more intentional. What are you putting into your diet? What vitamins are you taking? What movement are you allowing yourself to be engaged in? What conversations are you dealing with? What are you refraining from so that you're not endangering, you're not harming your ideas because it's such in an infancy stage that it's so fragile right then and there that anything can come and try to intercept what you got going on. So within that point in time, you're not really telling too much of people that you're pregnant with the idea. You're not really, broadcasting it like that for real. You just building. You just building. You just protecting. You just governing. You just putting all your intention into it, you know? So I treated the self-date experience and the self-date academy like my baby, you know? And there, not saying there wasn't no inspiration behind it because it was some very inspirational people throughout this journey who definitely helped me to bring birth to that. But I just wanted to give you guys, just a brief synopsis of the steps that went into the building of that whole framework so you can understand that you can have an idea, but your intention behind the idea have to be just as powerful as that big idea that you're having for it to be in vibrational alignment, for it to show up as something that's really real, that you can touch, that you can feel like I created this, that other people can feel. And then you proved to yourself right then and there, like, man, I did this. I legitimately did this. And that's what's going to make you feel so satisfied at the end of the day that you believed in yourself enough to turn your dreams into a reality. So when another big, bright, beautiful, genius idea pop into your head again, you will never be reluctant to not take that step forward to figure out that you can do it. You done prove to yourself that you can. So now your idea is going to start clicking and it's going to start coming. Now you're going to be in vibrational alignment with your abundance that you once had faith in, but now you have trust in. All right. So if you guys resonate with that, please let me know. So I don't, I'm not sitting up here feeling like I'm just talking out of oblivion, but I'm interested to hear y'all ideas too, because, we piggyback off of each other and I'm always open to learn. So none of these moments ever happened overnight for me. They happened after I stopped asking life to prove itself to me and started proving myself faithful to the vision that I was given. So, another question I have for these beautiful minds that's on here today that has had me honored that I had the capability of sharing space with y'all. Y'all choose the time to spend time with me. So I want to spend time with y'all and I want to ask y'all a question. What are three blessings you would have prayed for a year ago that you've become so accustomed to, you barely acknowledge them today? What are they? What are three blessings you would have prayed for a year ago that you've become so accustomed to, you barely acknowledge them today? All right, Duncan just said, learning is growing. Turn your pain into a lesson. Man, all right, I'm gonna touch on that real quick while you guys answer that question. So I I've been in some places to where it seemed like it was dark, right? But within that time of darkness, that's when my most profound seeds were planted. And if you even think about how the growth system work from seed to bloom, that is exactly how majority of plants, of course not in a hydro system, but from a growth soil standpoint of view, that's where a seed begins in darkness. It's not accompanied by nobody else but itself. And in that darkness is when it begins to crack open and start to establish its root system. And then the soil around it is what's guarding it and what's protecting it in that stage where it's the most vulnerable. But when it's the most vulnerable is when it absorbs the most nutrients that is needed in order to sustain its growth into where it can emerge itself out of the soil and then begin to bloom. And a lot of the times people will praise you for the bloom and don't recognize or don't even understand when it was a seed, just like you, just like your ideas. Your ideas was in your mind in a place of, you can say, a dark place, and if you want to correlate it with a dark place, maybe adversity, or you could correlate it with a dark place like only you know it and nobody else does. But within that stage of darkness, however you identify with it, that's when it was first initially established. But you having the intuition, you having the discernment, you having the belief and the internal loyalty system to know that this seed can turn into something that's larger than life is when it's going to establish its root system within your mind, your body, your soul, and your spirit. And when you're in vibrational alignment with your mind, body, and soul and spirit, that's what's going to allow for those roots to begin to emerge. And when those roots begin to emerge out into the open, then people will start to see where it could be the sunlight, it can be the air, you know what I'm saying? It can be the accompaniment of other, roots that's emerging as well. And with that being said, then you have the accompaniment of those that are around you and all of those elements to help support you in that growth. And that's how some ideas do start. So the blessings that we have had previously that we haven't even recognized that we prayed for at one point in time, sometimes we don't recognize how we once prayed for it, then it came to us, and that is abundance that we were a recipient of what we once prayed for, and then we got it. So it's different frameworks that you can utilize in your mind to try to understand where your abundance have came from and how grateful you can be for all the processes while it's something in the past, something present, or something that could emerge in the future. But everything within its totality always surrender some type of gratefulness and gratitude for it. Y'all may see me say, "Oh, I'm grateful. Oh, I give gratitude to this. Oh, I'm so grateful for that." Because truth be told, I am. Because a lot of the time, sometimes I feel like opportunities that's presented to me, it didn't really have to come, but it did. And I allowed myself to be in vibrational alignment with whatever abundance or that opportunity is for me to receive it. And I am grateful for that opportunity to even be able to experience it. So I'm going to bring it on home with the Self Data Academy. One of the first things we teach inside of the Self Data Academy is the awareness that precedes transformation. You cannot transform a life you refuse to see. Gratitude is one of the highest forms of awareness because it trains you to recognize who you are becoming, not just what you're a recipient of. If you're ready to cultivate that type of awareness intentionally, come see me. Come enroll into the Self Data Academy because it's open. Open enrollment is here. This is where we stop waiting for life to change us and begin changing the way we experience life. So, gratitude isn't the reward you receive after everything works out. Gratitude is the mindset that gives you the courage to keep building before anyone else sees what you see. The people who change the world aren't the people who had the easiest lives. They are the people who refuse to let hardship become the loudest voice in the room. Count your blessings, but more importantly, become someone who knows how to steward them. As we close today, I want to thank every single person who joined me on this live, listened, shared, comment, and brought your energy into this space. Divine Essence said, taking her health for granted. And just a little snippet. I'm not going to do too much because myself and Divine Essence, we actually going to go live on Saturday, and she has such an amazing story that I think can change so many lives because it definitely changed mine. But she said taking her health for granted, and I can identify and I resonate with that because I know at one point in time I took my health for granted. But then I had to take back the initiative in knowing that this is my health, not nobody else's. I can't advertise my health and find the highest bidder of like, who can come help me with my health? 45, 55, 65 sold to the man with the braids in his hair. No, I can't sit up here and auction off my health to nobody else. This is something that I have to take control of. You know what I mean? So I definitely identify with that divine essence. So your presence matter. Your support is felt. And once again, I never take it lightly that you chose to spend a part of your day here with me. Duncan just said, I'm glad you're doing more live videos showing your vulnerability and authenticity. I'm proud of you. I truly appreciate and receive that. I truly, truly do. I just try to connect on every level that is possible, that is within the realm of what I am willing to share because I still, you know, I'm still overcoming the ideology sometimes of, hey, should I do this or nah, let me throttle back, And matter of fact, on Disrupt and Decoded, they talked about this today with Marlena, that was their guest, and she made a prolific statement in the same realm and as confident and as amazing as she exudes herself. She said that sometimes she battled with, hey, should I do this? Should I go live today? Should I do this, live with this person? Our energies gonna match? And I know I feel the same way. So I truly appreciate that. Thank you so much. Today was a reminder that gratitude does not require us to deny what we have survived. It simply asks us to recognize what is blooming now. Tomorrow, I'm going to let you guys know that I invite you to join me with a virtual meditation session. And the topic of discussion is going to be becoming a vibrational match for what you've been praying for. And this meditation will be about releasing fear, doubt, old survival patterns that keep us disconnected from what we desire. We will create space to receive love, clarity, opportunity, abundance, peace, and divine alignment without guilt or resistance. So we will go into a meditation first, and then after the meditation, then we're going to have a nice divine dialogue like we're doing right now. So come ready to breathe deeply, reset your energy in your nervous system, and reconnect with yourself and align with the version of you who no longer chase what is meant for you. You're going to begin to attract it. You're going to be able to receive it and know that you're worthy of holding it. So until tomorrow, continue to honor yourself, trust your inner voice, and move with faith. What is meant for you is not only looking for you, it is responding to who you are becoming. I'm grateful for you all being here, and I truly appreciate you all. Continue to have a wonderful rest of your day and a truly abundant rest of the week, into a magnificent year, into a prosperous life. Peace.